What's up, guys? Welcome back to a video. I'm just going to be talking about Monster and how it could have been peak if some simple changes were made to it. But I'm just playing this goofy game in the background. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Lunge and Roberto's final encounter. I think it was so atrociously done, and I think it really harmed the I think it seriously harmed the manga overall because of how it just ruined the realism. You know what I mean? Like, it had all of these things and then it just decided to throw this bullshit out that just didn't line up. It didn't make any sense. It had no reason to be there, the final encounter. If I think it should have just went as Lunge just shot Roberto, or Roberto ended up just shooting at Lunge. I don't know why both of them didn't shoot the other. It was a very, very goofy interaction in my opinion, and it definitely seriously harmed it for me. And it's why I simply cannot, like, I think it was such a obvious flaw and it really annoyed me. Because let's get real, Lunge and Roberto wouldn't let the other guy live. They're not goofy like that, you know what I mean? They wouldn't do that at all. So when I just saw that, it just made me want to cry. I was just so devastated that had been done. But it is what it is. Another problem I had is when the little girl, who was basically, there's a little girl and a man near the start, and it's one of their stories, and it's when they're training, and what ended up happening is that the little girl's PNG for that chapter was literally identically reused later on, and I think it seriously, like, I think it's just such a stupid, goofy mistake, because I actually thought, I thought it was bugged. I didn't think it was properly used, because what I saw, to me, it was just as if the same goal was being used in the same place. Like, I thought the same goal came back, but it wasn't that. And I was just truly appalled that it was like that. I think if they just made it so that the goal was just a different goal, because obviously the guy who drew the manga, every person looks really unique, except that goal, and the other goal looked exactly identical, and I thought it was just a bit of a joke that he couldn't be asked to change it up a bit. I think he definitely could have been asked to, but I don't know, I guess he just couldn't be asked that day or something like that. I thought it was a bit goofy, but yeah. Other than that and the Lunge thing, I think the manga was great, don't get me wrong. I do think it was like actual peak, but I think just because of I think the Lunge and Roberto encounter being so unrealistic and so goofy and drawn out, where Lunge has gone to Roberto, but then Roberto steals it, and then Lunge gets the upper hand again, and then Lunge doesn't get the upper hand again, then Lunge gets the upper hand again, and then Roberto gets the upper hand. I don't think you all understand how fucking stupid that sounds. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that sounds like logical and doesn't sound a bit goofy, you're just waffling out your ass. Get real with yourself. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And it's the reason why I'm so disappointed at that scene. I think that scene alone was maybe like a 6 out of 10. It really harmed the seriousness and the amazingness of the earlier parts of the manga. And I think the goal being exactly drawn, like bar for bar, line for line, detail for detail, also kind of ruined it. Because I think him doing that just made it that part also a bit less unserious too. Obviously, I'm not saying I could do better, but I would like to say that I feel like I wouldn't make such a goofy mistake. You know what I mean? I feel like a mistake like that shouldn't have been able to be made, but you know, it be like that sometimes. So I'm not too annoyed. But nah, I don't know, I think it could have been done a lot better, you know what I mean? It was very disappointing to see that. But yeah, otherwise I would still give the entire manga, like, I don't know about 10 out of 10. I think I'd definitely give it like, I still think I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I just think instead of being 9.2 out of 10, it could have been a 9 and like 0.5 out of 10. It could have been better than Berserk, but I think those two simple details really ruined it. Anyways, yeah, that's it from me. Peace out.